my channel, and thank you so much for being here today. Today is going to be another requested video by you guys. I did Shop My Stash a few weeks ago, and this is going to be another edition, but drugstore. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. All right, love, so you have requested, you loved that video, by the way. Thank you so much for all of the love and comments on that video. But you have requested a drugstore version of it, and I am excited to share it with you. So let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do, though, is use some primers. Now, you know, if you've been watching me long enough, I don't typically use a ton of primers, but I get questions on primers all the time, especially ones that are more affordable. I have been enjoying these primers for a very long time. I have not used them in a while, but I'm excited to get to them again. So this is the number 7 Airbrush Away Primer, and then this is the number 7 Skin Illuminator primer. So this one is going to be more for mattification, evening out kind of skin texture, kind of filling in pore size. So how I like to do this, if you guys have watched my video where I customize a primer routine, this is what I do. I use more of a pore filling primer in the center of my face. This is a great tip if you have combination skin and need the center of the face to be more matte and then the perimeter to be a little bit more glowy. I do enjoy this primer quite a bit. I have forgotten about you, little guy. And then I'm going to go in with the luminizing primer, and it is another dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm just going to go on the perimeters of my face and give that a little bit of a glow. So you can see already that this is glowy and this has a little bit more of a mattified texture to it. All right, so let's start with the eyes. Elle makes some of the best, in my opinion, drugstore eyeshadow palettes there are. This is one of my favorite ones. This is called Mad for Matte, and it is all mattes. Pixie also makes some amazing eyeshadows as well. They are fractions of the cost of the big box or big brand ones, and in my opinion, almost is equally as good. So this is a great palette. What I thought would be fun, though, is if we just did a look that I used to wear all the time. And we're gonna start with this little kind of off-white. It has like a little bit of a pink tint to it. And we're just gonna kind of use that as a little gentle base on the eyelid. I'm so sorry if you hear some construction noise. I just haven't been able to film for the past couple of days because there is so much construction in our next door neighbors that I just have to film. So that's what we get right now. We're gonna go in with this beautiful camel color on a nice kind of fluffy brush, and we're gonna play with powder shadows today and a cream shadow today, and I'm gonna show you a really fun technique that is very easy to do. There we go, thought I would just scoot you in. I'm gonna create this socket, and I'm going to make it pretty pronounced, and I am at the end of this going to kick this out to the side to elongate the eye shape, but for right now, since I always do my eyeshadow first, I'm just going to nice and define the crease. That's it. All right, so then we're going to go in with this beautiful kind of burnt, kind of burgundy color, and I'm just going to go in and reinforce that crease ever so slightly. These shadows are quite pigmented, so making sure that you're using a nice light hand is going to be important, and a nice kind of fluffier brush that's smaller for the eye area. And I really like to push this brush into my socket, especially on a deep color like this, because what it's going to do is it's really going to define that socket for me and then bring it up higher on the brow bone, not on the brow bone, but above that bone. Now we're going to go in with Vitalist Healthy Glow. These are actually cream highlighters that I have only exclusively used as eyeshadows. They're so beautiful. And what I like to do is I like to pop this in the middle of the eye. This is such an easy technique to do, and it's really great for small, hooded, deep set eyes, as well as all eye shapes, but what this does, this color right here, is it really pops that section of the eye out and gives that optical illusion of, you know, having this section be a little bit more wide awake. or open. You want to use a synthetic brush when you use these cream eyeshadows. So I'm using a Sigma F75 brush. And since I think this color is so beautiful, I'm going to bring this in here to the tear duct to really open up this section of the eye. See how pretty that is? All right, now we're going to go into L'Oreal True Match Lumi. Now again, it's called Shimmerista and it's in color 506. This is basically supposed to be a highlighter. It is a loose powder highlighter, but as you know, I don't love those types of highlighters. I don't typically wear highlighters all that often, so we're gonna actually use it with the same brush we used, and we're gonna use it on the eyes. I just take a little bit in the cap and then press it over that cream, and what it does is it intensifies that cream and really gives a nice effect. I mean, for the price, these are so much more affordable to use as loose eyeshadows than a typical loose eyeshadow. There we go. And now what we are going to do is we're going to go into the deep kind of, this is a warmer brown color back in that e.l.f. palette. I'm going to go in with a Sigma E15 brush, which is really for lining. And I'm going to press it along the, oops, I put a little there. Press it along the lash line just as a shadow. Be very loose about this. This does not have to be something perfect. And I'm just gonna kick this out a little bit. All right, mascara. I have so many favorite drugstore mascaras, but this is the one I have been using pretty much nonstop and reaching for as I kind of interchange in between all my other mascaras, but this has never fallen out of rotation. It's the Voluminous Lash Paradise, and it's by L'Oreal. It's such a fantastic, this mascara does not move. It is hard to remove. You need to use an oil cleanser for it, but it's not gonna flake on you. It's not gonna move throughout the day. It literally stays in place, super black, but really, like it says, the name, it's very volumizing. All right, let's get into some foundation. This I have not worn in a little while, and I'm very excited to get back into it. This is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. And I remember when I used to wear it, I loved it. And the application is super easy. And I'm super fair right now because I don't live in California anymore. So the color that I'm using right now is 40. All right, looking a little ghostly right now, but we will fix that. We're gonna go in with concealer. I'm not gonna talk too long about this because honestly, this one doesn't skip a beat and doesn't go out of rotation. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I use Fair. I also use the neutralizer. It's so fantastic. I don't have a ton of dark circles today, but I love the NYX color corrector. It's so inexpensive, really fantastic for all sections of the face. I have it right here. And it is a peach color, super inexpensive, really well formulated and well made. It makes everything look nice and even. And it is the most amazing concealer, no matter if it's affordable or not. It is by far one of the best formulated concealers, hands down. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with the powder to set the rest of the face. This is not something that you can get at the drugstore, but it is by far a very affordable powder. It will last you many, many years. As you can see, mine has. This is the Sephora collection. What are they called? The Sephora collection Micro Smooth Powders is number 15. These I've talked about a lot on my channel. This is by far one of the best, if not better than dupes for the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powders, which are gorgeous. This powder, if you're on a budget and want a little bit of coverage and a little bit of shift to it, it does have slight illuminizing properties to it because it is a baked powder, and that's just inherently in what it is. It is something that you should definitely look into if you're looking for that. Hands down, great color selection, fantastic product. Let's bronze this bad boy up. I love her. I've missed her. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer. And I used to use this exclusively for a long time. It is such a great bronzer. But if you are more fair to medium skin tone, this will be working for you. It is a beautiful light, even fair. I think people with super fair skin, I know you guys are always trying to find a bronzer that will work for super fair skin. I get questions about that a lot. This is something that you definitely should look into. All right, so now we're gonna go in with Back with Eyes. This is the Pixie by Petra. This is the Eye Bright Liner. This is the dupe for the Benefit one. And I'm gonna use this on the inside waterline. When you're using an eye pencil like I just did, you don't need to be very aggressive in the amount of pigmentation or coverage that you get that lower lash line, because then it starts to look fake. You just want to do a light sweep over that inner waterline to open up the eyes, brighten the eyes, and give that optical illusion of having a wider eye. So now we're going to go in with this little beauty. This is the Butter Blush from Physicians Formula. These blushes are probably the closest thing that I can find to Hourglass blushes. Now the Milani ones are fantastic. The Milani baked blushes are really beautiful, but if you apply too much, they can actually go almost holographic or glittery. So you want to be careful when you're using the Milani formulation. All right, so let's go in with some highlight just because we can. We're gonna go in with this Elle highlighting palette, illuminating palette, excuse me, and we're just gonna go right into these two guys, and we're just gonna use them softly and gently on a Morphe 501 brush. And I mix these two colors because one of them is kind of more pink and one of them is a little bit more pale. Woo! Wow, okay, Elle. What do I think I am, like 12? Okay, that is just obnoxious. I'm just gonna take that down a little bit. So now let's go in with the lips and then I'll do my eyebrows off camera. These lipsticks are $8 from Sephora. They're part of their Lip Story collection. These are just as good as any drugstore lipstick. Now maybe the drugstore lipsticks are a little bit less expensive, but these rival some of the excuse me. These rival some of my high-end lipsticks. And I'm using number 6. And then I'm going to use an e.l.f. lip lacquer over it, and this is in... All right, love, so here is the final look. I absolutely love how the eyes turned out. This is something that I used to wear all the time and have missed a little bit. It's very eye-opening in my opinion. So let me know what your favorite drugstore products are. Comment in the comment section below, and maybe I'll do some sort of fun video like all of my subscribers' holy grails, and I'll do a full face of the ones that are kind of the most. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Mwah. Bye, loves.